All right. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Mika?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, for real quick, I wanted to kind of give everybody an introduction. So, over the last few weeks, God's been touching my heart to kind of get with the people and let them know some things about our ministry. And I say, what better way to do that is through this video chat. A lot of people are not able to come to church right now, and with them not able to come to church, this will give us a chance to kind of give them some updates on how things are going. So, first of all, I want to let everybody know that this is Mr. Mika, who is my beautiful cousin. I love her to death, and she has been serving as the CFO of our church. So how long now, Sister Mika?
I'm not really for sure, Bishop, because I've been back and forth.
And she served for a while, took a break, then came back, and I know, been back now at least, I would say at least 4 or 5 years. I'm going to assume that, and if I'm wrong, we're going to pick up later and figure out what's the truth. But for right now, COVID-19 has happened. We have been out of church now. Not well. I could say we're back in church, but we have been dismantled. I'm using the word dismantled for since March, April, May, June, July, August, 5 months, and it's been testing time for us as far as operations, but it hasn't been as testing as some would assume in finances. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
What has been your impression? What's been your thoughts? And like I said, we're talking to everybody, and everybody, I thank y'all for watching. And we're going to try to make this as a short clip, giving you a little update. So just we wanted to be transparent with you. And Bible says that we must be good stewards of what God has given us, and New Destiny take it very serious, being good stewards. We have placed certain people in place that not just I trust, but the church trust to make sure we do the right thing. But kind of share, Sister Mika, what are your thoughts on how the finances have been affected by COVID-19?
You would think that they would have been affected on a normal year when nothing's going on. We have our moments, and I would say this is one of the moments where the givings would be down due to just people being on summer vacations and getting ready to go back to school. But I can honestly say that we haven't been affected. People have been faithful and continuing to give their tithes. People that weren't giving tithes before have started to give tithes. So we've really been blessed this year.
Wow. New Destiny, I want to tell you something right off the bat is that, I've watched Tamika grow. Since we started New Destiny, she was one of the first members. She met me in the community center almost 10 years ago, and we were cleaning up the community center, cleaning the floors, and she told me, she said, just don't ask me to do anything. And so she came in as a really, really fresh Christian. And would you say, and I'm going to go on a limb and say this, would you say, Sister Mika, that your faith has grown watching God and how God has worked the finances through the church?
Yes, I agree.
Kind of
We
explain a little bit.
have that relationship. I know y'all have heard Bishop say he asked somebody how they stayed married so long, and they've said, I'm a fool. When I'm a fool, she not a fool. So we have that relationship where his faith is down, mine has to be up, and vice versa. So I have my moments where I get nervous, and we have the relationship where I can voice that to him, and vice versa. If he gets worried or concerned, we can bounce off each other. But God has really shown that no matter what we go through, because we have moments where you wonder, there is no way we can pay everything with what's brought in, and not knowing who's going to give, or if they're going to give, or how much they're going to give. It's always like you're walking a tight line, because you never know. You can't say, okay, well, Sally's going to give this amount, Ben's going to give this amount. You don't know, because Sally's faith may not be good this month, and her car broke down, and she may decide, I got to pay for that versus my tithes. And then you have those Ben's that truck done got broke down, the lights got turned off, but he's still going to pay his tithes. So it's just kind of a line where you don't know. So that's helped me keep the faith and realize that no matter what we've gone through, because we've had some ups and we've had some downs, but God's always seen us through it.
Yeah, I never forget one time, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, we got to the point to where we had really was down to the wire, because we always said that we're always going to have faith in God as long as He give provision for the vision. And well, we always have faith in God, but we're in the right place with God as long as He give provision for the vision. I never forget one day we were in church. I think it was the last day of the month. It was on a Wednesday, and we were trying to figure out where this last dollar gonna come from. And a lady had visited the church maybe about 6 months or a year earlier, who had forgot to mail a check. It was literally it was prepared and ready to go, but she forgot to send it, and she mailed it, and it got to us, and theoretically 6 months later, because she made the check, mailed it out, and it got to us finally, and it was the exact amount we needed to meet the budget. I mean, to see that, and it's raised my faith. You know, whenever I became a pastor, I want everybody to know that I had faith in God. I just didn't have faith God to do some things for me. And so in this walk, I found out that we move at the speed of our obedience. That as long as we stay obedient to what God called us to do, as long as we do what God told us to do, be good stewards of what God told us to do, He will provide. And 10 years later, and I didn't do this as a 10-year anthem of where we come from to where we are, but I do have to stop and say 10 years later, like the Bible says, I never seen the righteous forsaken nor a seed beg for bread. God has blessed us. God has truly blessed us. Even in a pandemic, God has blessed us. So before we go any further, I want to say, and I'm pretty sure Tamika want to say, thank you for continuing to give. And I would like to say that's because you trust and you believe that we're going to do right by what God has given you through us, or vice versa, giving us through you.
I agree.
So with that being said, with us being good stewards, we also know and realize that, you know, that we want to share with you, you know, God laid on my heart about a few months ago that when all this started, that we need to actually let the people know, because I think truthfully, Tamika, we've been doing this for about 10 years. No one actually knows what goes on behind the scenes. No one knows how we're managing their money. There's no we're managing it. Some people may think that we get the money, put in the bank, pay bills, and then hope that we got, you know, some left over in the end. We want to kind of use this opportunity, Tamika, to kind of share with everyone. And first of all, let everybody know we did not talk before about what we was gonna wear. She decided to wear her New Destiny shirt, and I decided to wear my New Destiny shirt. So I like to say there's some pride and New Destiny going on there. But I want to kind of share with them, Sister Tamika, you know, we made some major changes over the last 6 months, and including COVID-19. Some of the changes was influenced by COVID-19, and some of them were already in the making. So the first change that we made here recently, New Destiny, we changed our CPA. Just to make it talk to them a little bit about that.
We changed CPAs. We had a CPA, and we ventured out to find someone else, and we were able to do that. And it's really been a blessing.
Can you explain to them what is a CPA and why we even have a CPA?
He helps me be accountable when it comes to your givings. It's been a blessing, because before I had my way of doing things, gave it to the CPA, and he did what he had to do with it. I never knew if it was right or wrong, but that's what he accepted, so that's what I did. This one has totally made me more accountable in what we're doing. He has a system called QuickBooks. If y'all don't have it and you have a business, I really suggest that you look into it. It's been amazing. It works along with our bank as well as PushPay. It incorporates everything into that. Very, very detailed. And like I said, it's making me be more accountable. It gives us the ability to track everything, which I'm already doing with PushPay, where you can, every penny that comes into the church is put into that. And like I said, it coincides with Chase. Everything is allotted for, so we don't have to wonder, where did this go? Where did that go? What was this spent on? Each vendor you put in, and you're able to upload receipts and everything. So it's really been a blessing and something that I needed to be able to just make me stay on top of things. So it's really
Yeah.
been a blessing.
And I'm super excited because for the first time in 10 years, I am 100% out of the money. Before, Tamika, she managed the money, but I would come in as checks and balances on some areas. Where this new CPA has come in and he has totally removed me out the way. And we want you to know the reason why we got a CPA is because we don't want to be governed by our own hand. You don't want to, especially in your business, you don't want to be governed by your own hand because, like Minister Tamika said, sometimes our faith is tested and sometimes we may be tempted to say, maybe we can pay this and pay that or not pay this, not pay that. But this young man, he keeps us accountable. He has an organization. He has a business. Matter of fact, what is his name, Sister Tamika, and what is his business name?
His name is Mac Reed and Associates. He's out of Houston. And like Bishop said, that is true. Some things that we were doing that we didn't know we weren't supposed to do, he's able to let us know, hey, that's not okay, or this is how you need to do it. So it's really been a learning experience for me and a blessing at the same time.
Yeah. Something simple that we didn't know. We was transferring funds, but we have about 9 accounts, Sister Tamika, 8 or 9 different accounts from every different ministry, and we were transferring funds from each fund account. Didn't realize that looks like that you're just moving funds around instead of appropriating them properly. He taught us those simple things like you can't do that. You got to make sure the funds come out of that account and that account only. So it's been a blessing. And so first of all, New Destiny wants you to know that we are being good stewards of your money because we are making sure we legally are doing things right. We have the government is holding us accountable. And so he makes sure we file our taxes. We do not have to file our taxes, but we do file our taxes because that it gives a good line of history. And if anybody ever had a question, they can pull them really quickly. So that's one area that we've increased. We've changed, and that was in the making before COVID-19, right, Sister Tamika?
Yes, sir.
That's actually, how long would you say it's been in the making that we've needed to and thought about changing CPAs?
Very long time. Say that and leave it alone.
Yeah, it's the same day, like Sister Tamika said, we are only as good as those who manage us, and the young man before did manage us as well. So we thought, and this young man, watch what you ask for. He is all over us.
Yes.
So with that being said, also, Sister Tamika, another change we made was with our push pay. Once again, many people don't know what goes on behind the scenes. They just know that we went from being able to give one way to, I think maybe about almost 5 years ago again, that we changed over to this system, 4, maybe 5, push pay. And kind of explain a little bit about push pay and then talk about what we've done different and what addition we've made to our push pay account.
Again, push pay has truly been a blessing. I don't know if y'all know me or not, but I'm a sticky note person and I have my bag, and that was my way of recording, but it didn't work. So push pay allows me to, as the money comes in, I'm able to sit down right then and enter it into the system, no matter if it's on my phone or if I'm at the computer. But it's a tracking system that allows us to input everything as well as track the members and their givings. It helps us communicate better. We are able to now, they just uploaded it where we're able to, if you're a first-time donor, we're able to see who those donors are. And we've been sending letters out to those donors, letting them know that we've received their donation and that we appreciate it. It allows us to also do second-time donors. We do quarterly giving statements for those of you that give your tithes. We just sent the second quarter out the first part of July. So each quarter you'll get a giving statement, and that way you can keep track of what you've given. Same thing at the end of the year for your income taxes. You'll get that statement showing what you've given throughout the whole year. It's just been a blessing with tracking. It allows us to be able to see who's given, how much they're given, if they fall off giving, and we see that they've fallen off and they were a regular giver, and it's like, okay, we may need to check to make sure that you're not having anything going on financially. We're able to do that on a case by case basis if need be. It's upgraded a lot. and it's just allowed us to be able to do more to show y'all that we appreciate it. We can go back and look at, if Bishop asked me something, we can go back and look weekly, monthly. We can compare last year to this year. There's just a bunch of stuff that we haven't tapped into, but we can tap into. One thing that I also want to let y'all know that there's recurring giving out there. So if there's a way that you don't want to keep up with, did I give tithes? Should I give tithes? Some of us, if it's automatically taken out, if you pay child support and it's automatically taken out, that's something you can't fuss about because you never see it on your check. So I just want y'all to know that recurring giving is an option, where they automatically take it out of your check each time that you get paid. If something happens and you need to stop that, that's also an option that it can stop and then be restarted back up. So on the app where you choose your giving, I know you see that there's a spot on there where you can choose recurring giving, and it'll ask you if you want to do it weekly, if you want to do it every 2 weeks, if you want to do it on the 1st and the 15th, or just once a month. So the option of recurring giving is out there, and that's been a blessing to some. We do have people that are doing that, and they don't have to worry about it because they know once their check is done, they have it set up to where not only their tithes are coming out, but they have their tithes, they have offering coming out, they have a love offering coming out that goes to Bishop and Pastor T. So that I just want y'all to know that that is an option that you can set up. If not, ask me and I can help you set it up if you have any issues on how to set it up.
I thank you, Sister Tamika, on that, because that is, all the things that she shared. Once again, we want to be good stewards of your giving, but not just we want to be good stewards of your giving. We want to let people know we appreciate the giving. And we were so excited when we saw this release come out, and that it allowed us to communicate, because I come from the old school church where you hope to see your giving at the end of the year. You really didn't know what you received. And now, listen, Sister Tamika can either mail it to you or email it to you quarterly. We don't wait until the end of the year. We want you to know how you're giving quarterly. And Sister Tamika, you didn't know this. Well, Sister Tamika is over the financial part of PushPay, and Sister Lee is over the app part. We have an app that goes along with PushPay. Now with the app profile, you can log into your profile and you can see how much you gave all year long. You don't have to even wait for the update. So if they choose to, we're still going to shoot that information out. But if they want to, they can log right into their app on their phone, up on their profile, and see every dime that they've given all year long. So that's total transparency. And so we're really excited about that. And so we pray that you've been reaping the benefits of that. And we pray that you're enjoying receiving those. And like she did say, me and Tamika both was a bit concerned, because we received the training from PushPay, and they kind of train you on how to use this system. And they told us you can use that also to help you understand when people stop giving. That's a good time to say maybe you want to not talk to them, or maybe you do want to talk to them, not as a reference of why you stopped giving, but how are things going? Because you can tell a lot from a person by their giving. And if they're giving, and all of a sudden everything stops, maybe they lost their job and didn't tell anyone. Maybe they went through a major financial hardship and didn't tell anyone. And it's hard to really pay attention and grow when you're going through a lot of struggles. So we do use that as not opportunity to say, where your money. We use that as opportunity to say, Tamika may say, hey, we may want to pray for the such and such family, Bishop, and we just pray for you. And so you may never know it, but we went into intercession on your behalf because we believe something happened, and Sister Tamika is the gatekeeper of that information. So also, real quick, Sister Tamika, now those two changes we made was strictly prepared before COVID-19 happened. We were working on those things before COVID-19, but some things happened since COVID-19 because we were so excited that God allowed people to continue giving. We were already doing a little bit of outreach, but we was able to, I'm so excited because of everyone's giving, we were able to continue with our outreach. So talk about a little bit of the outreach we've done in the last 2 or 3 months.
I would say since the pandemics happened, we've been able to give out at least $1,000 to help families that were in need due to the pandemic. We don't have people come often that open up and actually say, hey, struggling, need help, Can y'all help? And I would say that I'm honored and blessed that we were able to give, because there's been times where I'm like, oh Lord, don't let nobody come right now because we got enough to pay this and pay that. But this time that we were able to help, we've also I forgot to get one, but we made masks that were personalized for all of the members of New Destiny, and we're able to also be able to give masks to visitors when they come, because we're all wearing masks. So if they don't have one, we're able to do that as well. We've also, the Matthew 25 ministry is helping, and Matthew 25 Sundays coming up. So that's
I want to go back to those beautiful masks. I had to post it on Facebook because I'm bad about, I hate masks. I really do, because I'm so cute. I want everybody to see my beautiful face. No, I'm joking. But I hate masks because they're just uncomfortable, and I just hate the whole thing it represents right now because it's separating us from people. But with the mask that we have, it allows us to make a connection with people. Because before masks was like, hey, I'm blank faced it, I'm in my own little world, and don't really deal with me right now. And so now with that mask, and everyone else who got masks right now making statements, it puts a statement in place of a smile, and it allows people to ask questions. What's that logo on your face? And I love it. I actually love those masks, and so I thank God that through your giving, we were able to give a young lady who's a local business some revenue by patronizing with her business and allowing us to be also to give back to you a portion of what you're giving to us.
Yes, sir. I would say our main thing has been the upgrade that we've done to our technology. When I say huge, I mean huge. It's allowed us, we've purchased a camera, we've done a keyboard. I don't know if y'all see Devin up there on the new keyboard or not, but he has a new keyboard. Someone blessed us with the glass thing that's around Darius with his drums to help the sound be better. We're able to purchase a computer for the sound booth, and that's helped as well with being able to get the word out to you guys. And that, like I said, to me has been the biggest thing, just because everybody hasn't felt comfortable with coming back. And not only does it allow us to be able to reach our members, people outside of the church, we've been able to reach. And blessed that once we actually physically came back to church, that part didn't stop. Bishop still was able to get the word out to you guys. So the computer technology part, that's been a blessing to me, because there's people out there that want to come to church and they just don't have faith enough to do it. So This allows us to be able to reach those that haven't come back.
Yeah, and I don't know if many of y'all know that before we was recording the service with a phone. We had a tripod, a flimsy tripod in the front of the church. Sister Butler was sitting up there doing her best to keep up with me. And the first thing we bought, as soon as this pandemic happened, we knew we had to increase our quality of the word. And so immediately, Sister Tamika usually give us pushback on, okay, she's a very good steward of your money. She said, hold up, y'all, don't spend this, don't spend that. But immediately when this pandemic happened, she kind of opened up the gate and say, whatever it takes to get the word out. And so we were able to go out and buy a nice camera. We was able to go out and buy a nicer tripod. We was able to go out and buy the cables that we needed to communicate between the sound booth, to make sure not only are we going live, but the sound, because what good is having a beautiful picture, but you can't hear what's going on behind the picture. Listen, through your gifts, through your giving, listen, we are so excited. We're excited that you believe in New Destiny. And we want you to know that in your belief in New Destiny believe in you. My new shirt I wore on Sunday said, I believe in you, with the B and the U being highlighted. So as I believe in you, I hope it gives you a chance for you to be you. In the same way as you believe in us, it's giving us a chance for us to be us as well. And so we thank God for all the things you've done. I wanted to bring Sister Tamika on here to kind of let you know that, in light of your giving, in light of you being good stewards of what God has given you, we've been good stewards of what God has allowed you to give us. And on top of that, on top of making sure that we changed our CPA to be good stewards of your money, upgrading our push space so we can communicate with you our appreciation of your giving. Also by increasing our outreach and continually to increase our outreach. Right now, our InReach outreach team is preparing for our Matthew 25 Sunday that happens this month, and we're going to give away something inside the church. I'm so excited. Pastor T is working on that along with the InReach outreach team. So they're going to continue giving in and outside of the church. But in light of all that, even the technology advances, I'm excited to say that throughout this pandemic, God allowed us to get a grant. And it wasn't much. It was a $3,000 grant. I say not much, but we thank God for it. And it wasn't, we were very strategic in this grant because we did not want to get a grant that we didn't deserve. We didn't want to go out and get something that we, it was against God's will. But God allowed us to get this grant. It was called I can't remember the exact name of it, but it gave us Idle grant. And it's something for businesses, churches, just to kind of help. Just like we had the what was it called? The thing everybody got, the $1,200 stimulus, the stimulus that everyone got personally. Well, this was like a stimulus that businesses received. And so it was meant to stimulate our ministry. So one thing we are a highly, highly technological ministry, but we have some horrible, horrible computers. And a lot of our staff, like Sister Tamika, Sister Butler, Sister Sonia, we're working from home. And so Sister, I'll make sure I'm not missing about Sister Tamika, Sister Butler, Sister Lee, and Sister Sonia. We're all working from home. Well, God blessed us to be able to purchase Chromebooks, not very expensive, but Chromebooks for each of the staff members. So now that they can continue serving you from home, they can continue processing your requests when you have prayer requests, shooting emails, making sure that we are, meeting and making sure churches continue to go on. And so I'm so excited about that. We was able to invest back into the ministry. So New Destiny, this is a quick conversation. I wanted to share with you how things are going at New Destiny, even though you're not there. Also, Sister Mick, we forgot to let them know how we got tent on the front of the church.
Yes. We got
some people may not even believe that was necessary, but the heat was becoming so overwhelming, and with that total exposure of the sun rays, and by getting the tent on the front of the building, we was able to cut down on the temperature in the sanctuary and the foyer by great numbers. And so we're just excited. I thank you, Sister Tamika. This is out of Sister Tamika's, this is out of her comfort zone. But I hope that each one of y'all were able to see that we have not just good stewards, but we have good stewards who's over your gifts. And any last words for the people, Tamika, for New Destiny family and friends?
I just want to thank y'all for continuing to have faith and believe in us. And we love y'all bunches.
We love you too, Sister Tamika. God bless you. God bless you, New Destiny. Keep doing what you're doing. And as soon as you feel comfortable, come back to church. We're going to make sure that we continue what we say, worship free, by being wise in our worship. God bless you. We love you. And until next time, be blessed.